You know, I have suggested that the Prophet Muhammad's name ought to be, or maybe is, spiritually in the Epstein files. And let me tell you why. The Prophet Muhammad, and we can, of course, most people know this from having some brief and casual relationship with the study of the life and times of the Prophet Muhammad and his assistant Ali, and the times of the formation and founding of his move from Mecca to Medina, from Medina to Mecca, and founding the Islamic religion. That he had a slew of women. This man was married to a whole lot of women. Now, you know, the Muslims believe that you can have 70 virgins, you can have sex with 70 virgin women and not have to marry them. And that Allah, the God, who I still fail to understand how this religion sails, that Allah, who is the God of the Islamic faith, does not require you to marry these virgins. When you take their virginity from them, when you take the thing, you break the seal and the cord in their vagina and take their virginity, you're not required to marry them. You're just required to move on to the next one. And the God who is Allah, who is the God of the Islamic religion, approves of that. So everybody knows, there's no secret that Muslims run wild with having sex with more than one woman and more than one wife, and generally having sex with girls the moment they have their menstrual. If they get it at the age of 9 years of age, if they get it that young, they're now ready to have sex with a 50-year-old Muslim man. Everybody knows that happens in Pakistan, everybody, Afghanistan, and everybody knows it happens in the heavily Islamic world. They know that. The issue is, the report has come out recently that Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, married his son's wife. He took the wife that was married to one of his sons. He took her away from his son and married her himself. I mean, that's the kind of sexual man, and that's the kind of man that 1 billion Muslim men and women believe is a connect to God, that he is a man of the spirituality of the God who is the creator, the omnipotent, the omniscient God. But yet his sexual propensities are so base that he would take his son's wife. Moses tells us in the book of Leviticus and the book of Exodus that you should not uncover your son's wife nakedness, and your son should not uncover your wife's nakedness. It is a sin. And that's what Ham did to Noah. And yet this sexual perversion among Muslims is celebrated. It is a mystery to me that these Muslims, that Islam as a religion functions based on that alone. And you look at the purity of Jesus, who never had sex with anyone, but moreover, his mother Mary was a virgin of the purest line that gave birth to him. And yet the Muslims are as sloppy, as perverted, as sexually deviant as anything you have ever seen. Yeah, the Prophet Muhammad's name ought to be on the Epstein list. It ought to be. But that's the question that I've raised. Why did Almighty God let this false religion prosper in this day and time? And why did New Yorkers vote for Zoran, the moron, Mondumi, to be the mayor of the city of New York, who is now promoting this filth called Islam? It's pure filth, and it belongs in the Epstein list. Their whole Islamic religion is based on men having sex with menstruating girls. And that's how that religion is formed. But Jesus is pure, never sex with anyone. His mother is pure, a virgin, pure, righteous are Christians. And sexually deviant are Muslims. The Epstein list would probably be a walk in the park for what Muhammad and many of his adherents have done over the years. At any rate, everybody, I'm James David Manning. I will keep preaching the truth, both righteousness and love.